Hey, this is Dan Lehman from AutomationHelpers.com, and normally I'm here to talk to you about how we can use no-code tools to be able to automate and optimize your business processes, but today we're doing something that's just plain fun. Now, a number of you play Super Bowl squares every year as you're watching the Super Bowl. If you're not sure how to play, it's really simple. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and at the end of the game, you're taking the scores of each team. You're looking at the last digits of those scores, and you're matching them up on a grid to have a pool and see who determines the winner. You get some cash or a prize for it. So typically, you're assigning your name to these squares. Now, this is something that people have done on paper, you do on chalkboard, you do on a custom wooden thing that you've built, but some people want to be able to do it online. Now, I cannot take any credit for this solution. This is my good friend, Ken Tomlin, who's also a SmartSuite consultant. And he put this together for fun. And he said, Dan, go make a video about this because he did all this awesome hard work. So if you want a free online version of Super Bowl squares, this is exactly how you can get it. Now, this is built on top of an application called SmartSuite. They have a free plan. They've got a free trial. So you don't have to pay a cent to be able to spin this up. And Ken's not charging for it either. So all you have to do is click on the link that we have in the description. You're going to see a button up above, which is going to let you copy that solution. If you don't have a SmartSuite account, again, you can set one up for free. I can just choose to copy this into my existing workspace. I'll go ahead and install it. And now I'll be able to find that I've got my Super Bowl squares template. Now it's mine to be able to do what I want with it. So if you're playing the game, all you have to do is double click and you can open up and add the name of who is owning that square, who's placing that bet. You'll see up at the top, we've got the Chiefs score, and going down the side, we've got the Eagles score. It's a really simple setup. And then we also have a second tab over here that we're able to see the score. So you can keep track of the score at the end of each quarter, each period of time, and be able to choose who the winner is by clicking in here. You can choose the winner based on the score that they've selected. So this is a nice way that you can keep track of the score. Again, you can just easily copy this in and use it on your own. I am going to get a little bit nerdy here for those of you who are actually looking at how Ken did this behind the scenes, because I think this is pretty cool. But for those of you who are just here to grab the template, go ahead and make a copy of that and enjoy the Super Bowl coming up in a couple of weeks here. For those of you who are interested in the actual setup that Ken did, this is pretty cool. Now, normally when you're setting up with a tool like SmartSuite, you start with something that's a grid view. And this is nice, but it's a little bit boring and it's not quite how you do Super Bowl squares. But what Ken did was he just added a field for the Chiefs and a field for the Eagles. You'll notice that this is just a single select field. And for each of those scores, he created those combinations here of the different potential scores that it could be. And then he created a Kanban view. Now, this is typically something that's used for keeping track of status of certain tasks within a project. But he knew a secret, which is that we can track them as squares if we do that. And this is really cool. Not only can you group it by column, so this is typically what you would see in a Kanban. You would see it grouped by column and you'd have your different tasks like this. But he was able to add a second grouping, and this is the swim lanes. This is the horizontal nature to this, and he was able to choose the other team. That's how he was able to get this super awesome structure for Super Bowl squares and then create the scores that you can just manually assign here. I would be really curious if anybody in the community wanted to take this, and is there a way that you could use an automation to be able to automatically identify the winner based off of this? I haven't even thought it through, but it would definitely be something cool if someone wanted to cook that up. Well, there it is, my friends. Hope you enjoy the Super Bowl and that you can use Ken Tomlin's Super Bowl squares to help you out for that game.